Hola, everybody, and welcome back to this set of interviews that we are having here today at Hushchef 2025 on their 15th anniversary. And this is the second day of the conference, and we keep having a parade of awesome speakers, thought leaders, and I have one of them here with me, our amiga Linda. Linda, how are you?
Hi, doing good?
Very good. I'm super happy to finally have this opportunity to do an interview with you. For the ones that do not know, Linda and I have coincided in a few conferences, and I always wanted but it's the conference time is everybody running around, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's doing their thing and having a great time. So I'm really happy that we finally managed to get this prized presenter here at the conference. Linda, would you mind, before we get sharing things and talking about all what you've been doing, who are you? What do you do for the people that do not know you? And what makes you special?
Haha. Well, I'm the type of person that wears an owl suit to a conference.
It's
That's
awesome.
that's special. Um, I'm from the Netherlands. I'm 42. I've been in testing for more than 16 years,
Whoa.
so that's starting to count.
Yeah. Better than tester.
Yeah. I play the saxophone and I do strength training.
Power lifter.
Yes,
Hey.
I like to lift heavy things.
Not only talks, truly heavy things.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
projects and testing, everything. Um, that's really incredible, Linda. I keep. I apologize in advance. For some reason, Lisa is kind of screwing the name in my head. Linda. um, so the first, I wanted to stop your. I call it the conference costume or your conference uniform,
Yeah.
and I love yours. The overalls. Right now, she has an owl pattern. Uh, the other time you had a fairy or butterfly
I also have dresses with unicorns,
unicorns
fairies,
was
cats, grumpy cats.
all grumpy cats.
Yes.
Cool.
I like to dress up when I go to a conference, especially when I'm on the stage. And this is something I wear in normal life.
Oh,
Like
cool.
you
So
can
it's not
find me just
your
walking
conference
around like
uniform; it's
this.
your regular uniform.
Yes. Yeah, but I also like to wear it to conferences because most people don't wear stuff like this.
Yeah,
But life is too short to, yeah,
just cover up with boring clothing.
yeah.
No. Let's bring up the. Is there any reason for the owls, or do you just like them?
I like owls. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
cool.
and I also like owl jokes. You want to hear a very bad owl joke? It's a dad joke.
I know a few of those, but okay, bring it on.
Yeah, there are three owls that are sitting on a branch in a tree, and one owl goes whoo, and then the second owl goes whoo, and then the third owl goes, "No, you idiots, it's whom."
Yeah. Who? That's always with a who.
Yeah,
I know a few of them. Cannot invoke them very well. You're like what the owl said. Who? No, the owl. Who?
yeah.
The owl. Who? I know my dad jokes as well. It's great that you have a good sense of humor, in my opinion. So, Linda, we were talking about us coinciding in different conferences, and this is another one. Hushchev is the first time at Hushchev for both of us.
Yes,
What's your opinion so far?
I really like it. Yeah, it's a really nice community feeling. The venue is amazing. I heard that they were here a couple of years ago and they went back here. It's a train museum. So there are these train carts all around, and the speaker backstage is the train cart from the Orient Express, I've been told. Ah! It's so awesome.
The
Yeah.
excitement, I didn't know it was from the Orient Express. I went in, I did a walk around, and then Attila said, like, it's from the Orient Express. Like, no
Yeah.
way. Really?
I just went around the cart touching things like, oh my God, I'm doing it.
I gotta go back inside of that card again. Yeah, it's history.
Yeah.
It's if you're a nerd in those type of like yeah, missing the words over. I'm thinking in Spanish. I don't know why, but those type of pop culture references that are
Yeah.
really cool. You should come to this conference. It's really great. Now, Linda, you also are a presenter here. You brought a topic that you were really excited. Do you mind sharing what was the title and what was it about?
Yeah, the title is A Comedy of Errors, and
Hmm.
it's a stand up comedy talk. So, a
Nah.
bunch of jokes. And it's about how I failed at doing test automation and became an automation advocate.
Okay, I can see how that can bring a lot of
Yeah,
stand up.
yeah,
And any interesting, or would you mind spoiling a few of those errors, jokes, and things that
sure,
we
sure.
shared?
Yeah, the minute I found out that test automation probably isn't for me is when my team got me a birthday gift. They came to me gift wrapped and they put it on my desk slowly, and they said, "Here, this is for your birthday." And I unpacked it, and it was a tiny little box ball, a tiny little punch ball for on the desk, because I'm very bad at coding, and there's two types of people that code. There's people that when they get an error, they look into it and go, what could go wrong? I will look into this. I will figure it out.
Hmm.
And then there's the other type of people that just get a rage attack. That's me. And that's not a very nice way to work.
Yeah.
Um, so they gave me that punch ball so that I could direct my anger towards that. And that was the first clue that I should stop learning test automation. I didn't stop though.
Yeah.
I just went on like a lemming against the
You
wall.
took advantage of the punch bowl.
Oh yeah, it didn't survive.
I was wondering about what was the fate
Yeah,
of that poor thing.
the ball itself survived, but the suction cup to get it on the desk that didn't
Uh,
last.
I can picture probably a hole in the desk where the suction board took everything away. Um, no, and what why do you think that automation was not like getting through you, or what were your stumbles there?
Yeah, so the thing I actually don't say in my talk, so I can do a scoop here. I think I know why it didn't work, but I found out afterwards.
Hmm.
So I was never learned the basics of coding. I had to find out on my own, and in the start of my career, there was no one to help. I didn't actually get someone to help me until I was like 4 years in, and then I realized how much information I was missing, and that was daunting because I felt like I could never um, repair that. So that's actually when I found out that I was missing so much basic information that I just didn't get from Udemy, from Googling. Um, yeah, and that's actually when I decided it makes me very angry. I don't have the knowledge. I've learned a lot. I need to stop doing this and use the knowledge that I did get, because I do understand what people who can automate need and what
Mm,
guidance they are seeking and what support they need from management. And I speak fluent manager, so I can help in that sense.
that's great because that's a skill you were forcing yourself to the dev skill, coding skill,
Yes.
where on one hand I'm amazed that you on your own. Uh, what were you doing before? What's your career that you didn't have the coding beginner
Yeah,
boot up?
the basic tester training that I received had no coding skills at all. It was basically a TMAP training, TMAP Plus,
Oh,
very traditional, very Dutch wise guy oriented. And I'm not saying they're wrong, but it's just one flavor of testing.
yeah.
And I found out later that there are many flavors of testing, and that automation is actually a very big part of what testing should be. And I just didn't catch up autodidact.
That's incredible. And you never coded before.
No.
Wow. I think that's recognizable that you dived straight ahead into automation, not knowing, and even if the punch bowl and the desk piece of desk died and all that, you kept pushing and trying. And it's also important that you recognize that, like, okay, this is or not for me, or I like the basis, and that you kept trying until you realize, okay, I have other skills.
Yeah.
How did you came up to the management skills, which are rare in the QA community? Uh, why, from where, how do you think you got those interesting skills?
I did a coaching training. I studied to become a leadership coach. Specified in team coaching, but you also get the basic coaching set. And in those coaching skills are a lot of ways to talk to different people. And I found out that one of those ways you can talk to people really responds well to management. And in that coaching training, I found out that management often wants something but doesn't really say it. They just try to steer you in that direction and hope that you catch on. But the people doing the work never catch on. So in learning those skills, in learning how to listen differently and learning how to ask different questions, I'm able to bridge that gap now. And yeah, that's worth a lot.
This is, I call it manageriation, which is kind of like a whole different language. As you say, management usually has goals, has some um, budgets, and that's the biggest thing most of the time.
Yep.
Uh, but or they don't tell you, or we don't get it. Because sometimes when we hear budgets, like, but defects, that's our language, right?
Yeah.
And it's really cool that you became the liaison, like that translator between one side and the other. How was that experience? Um, like, okay, automation, step away, and I'm gonna start to pick up on this.
It was like getting out of a really difficult escape room. Yeah, and then you're out and you're like, oh, so that's why that. Ah. And then I had this moment of clarity where one of my developers in the team that I was working in at the time, he was explaining, no, we need to fix this technical debt because we're going to run into problems later. And the manager was just hearing, I need to spend time on something that's not going to fix features right now. So I had to explain to the manager, like, what he is saying is that if we don't fix this now, you'll have pain later. You're going to slow the
Expenses
process
later.
and the money will go away. And that's actually, the developer was like, oh wow, I never thought to mention it in that way. And then the manager was like, oh, please fix all the tech debt. Do you need 2 sprints, 3 sprints? And he was like, no, 2 days, please.
So, oh wow. So not only you wanted like your birthday gift, like, oh, no, you want the PS10, the most advanced. We can give you more, like 3 consoles, yeah, whatever you want, you need. When they notice in their language it is important. I'm really happy that you were like, oh, this is what opens you doors. If you are listening to this, pay attention. And it's been something that I think most of the presenters that I have interviewed that right now have stepped on emphasizing how to communicate with management, or how to deal with the priorities that they have, and what you think are your priorities, or what should be done better, right? And in that line, coaching, how much, because you started to uh, train to become a coach, what type of things were you kind of training people on, or these teachings started?
Yeah, I actually had a coaching practice for a brief period of time, but I found out that it doesn't really make me happy to just talk one on one with people all the time about all their problems and then to
So
go home.
one-on-one coaching was it?
Yeah,
Ah,
that's what I used to do in my practice, but it didn't spark joy. I like to work with teams and finding out why the team doesn't work. And issues people came to me with were very diverse. Someone came to me with the question of, my girlfriend wants kids, and I'm very scared that it'll take my life away. And we just unpeeled that onion for him. Like, what is that fear, and why do you think the children will take your life and your time away? And in the end, he found a solution for himself, and he has 2 lovely kids now.
I mean, that sounds more like therapy than coaching to me.
Yeah, the line between therapy and coaching is sometimes thin, but I'm actually very strict with it. There's a list of things that are not coachable. Emotions aren't coachable, and if someone just keeps going around in the same circle, then they are probably better off at psychologist, psychiatrist, or a therapist. And I was always very strict in who I can talk to and who I cannot. And I think about 50% of the people I told, please go to your doctor and get a referral to a psychologist because I cannot help you with this.
Yeah, this is. I mean, when you mentioned coaching, I was thinking more like business wise or career wise
Yeah.
and things like. But children and
Yeah.
life difficulties
Yeah. And
and
also the personal leadership. How do you identify as a leader? What is standing in your way of feeling like a leader? Why don't you feel like a leader, especially in your own life with your own choices? And a lot of people that I coached initially said, "No, I'm not a leader at all." But you are always leader in your own life. You make your own choices, and you can decide how you do things.
at the very least in your household,
Yeah,
hopefully you're some sort of leader. Even if you're a child, like yeah, I've seen my brother's children lead him very strongly, very taking some decisions.
yeah. But
But
life doesn't usually overcome you.
it's interesting because you just made me think like some career and business situations that the line really like many of these things that I cannot push in my career is because I'm a woman. It's because I'm from this heritage or because of this my personality. How can I? And yes, like you should push, talk more to leadership, say what you want, what you need, be outspoken, or oh, but I'm a woman, or oh, but they won't pay attention to me, or oh, and I've heard this because I'm short, or even like several situations that
Yeah.
coaching is tough
I
nowadays.
also had those convictions, and being a woman sometimes is harder.
Yeah, no, no, not sometimes. It's
Yeah,
definitely.
and it's really it helps me to identify when it actually is harder, and that just for me strengthens me in powering through and trying to get it equal. But I cannot fix the world myself.
Yeah, yeah, no, and it's important that with that perspective, you knew that because just hearing about this is it's super deep, super engaging to coach someone and help them at such a deep level, but can be draining because a one-on-one is a strong relationship that you try to help this person. I can tell how can it be difficult to say like just teams start to and how was the difference to start to kind of like at a larger level focusing on teams and
Like a warm bath at the end of the day. Yeah, it's I really love working with teams and finding out why they don't work and how to make them work. And usually it's about understanding between team members. And there's a couple of different models that you can use. I All the models are flawed.
hmm
Like the disc model with the four primary colors, it's a flawed model. It's scientifically unproven, but it's helpful in understanding why sometimes communication fails.
hmm
You shouldn't adapt your color and say, "Oh, I am red now." No, you acted red, and that's why they responded that way to you. And there's also the Myers Briggs indicator type. It's not scientific, but it's helpful in understanding why something didn't work or why sometimes someone responds to you in a way that you don't understand at all. And using those models helps me to identify, okay, where's the disconnect in understanding and how can we fix it?
it's interesting because I think that's why they are called models or heuristics. They are not the rules or
Yeah.
the specific classification that you are read now forever and ever and
Yeah, this is your life.
yeah. And even with the Myers-Briggs, I know people that have changed the letters through their life and they don't
Yeah.
always get the same
No,
result and they are heuristics. They help you decide and in leadership I don't think it's based on rules or best practices. You're dealing with people.
it's also about being able to adapt. And sometimes you have to be a little bit of a chameleon to get things done. Like, I'm a very outspoken, very loud, present personality, but I can shut up if I need to. And I can blend away a little if that's helpful for the situation. I don't often, but when it's helpful, I will.
No,
Yeah,
it's when it's helpful or necessary to adapt, and I like that perspective of in leadership too. kind of bend to whatever is the need. Not everybody can do that.
No.
It's not easy, especially as well when you're a leader. We tend to joke um, with my wife that it's kind of like a kindergarten at times. And this doesn't want to speak to this one, and they will just send emails to each other, and now
Yeah.
and they're just slapping themselves almost. And you gotta be able to kind of change your ways to kind of suit a given situation.
Yeah.
How did you learn and adapt to those? To be a leadership. Where did you? Where can people learn to be like a adaptative leader and good one? And
Well, it's if you're looking for your personal leadership skills, you could get a coach, find a coach, and get some feedback from a coach because coaches are very good at mirroring what you are showing and explaining what that does.
Mhm.
It's also good to get some basic knowledge of coaching practices because active listening and responding in a mindful way is really helpful. And I did not have those skills. I was quite abrasive before, and I got in a lot of discussions and fights just because I wasn't using my wording in a helpful way. And being aware of how I use language, which is also neuro linguistic programming. How I use language is so important because words are like spells. And if you always say, "Oh, I can't," then you can't. But if you say you want to, then you'll find a way.
it, I like a lot the perspective spells when you said it, like, yeah, that's the developer mind. It was more like a programming uh, code, but I like spells better because it's no, it's not like when you use a given term or certain words, it's programmed in you, and you're like, no, but it's just like little by little, like
Yeah.
inducing and
Yeah,
following.
there's this Dutch saying that it says, "Ik kan niet lichten op het kerkhof en ik wil niet lichten ernaast," which means I cannot do is in the graveyard, and I don't want to is next to it.
Oh,
And I used to hear that a lot when I was growing up, but I never really got it until I kind of unlocked that thing like, hey, what I say about myself is true. And if I say I can't,
you want?
then I bury the skill.
Huh? That, that's an interesting. It's a peculiar saying. When you did it, I was like, ah, interesting.
Yeah, it's a very old Dutch saying.
Huh.
It's not modern.
And but this is really good because it seems like you also went through. I mean, I can tell you know NLP, you know the colors, you know the matrix. So you have really researched into how to become a good leader, how to understand.
Oh yes, much.
Was it on purpose? Were you looking for sources of this, or sometimes it happens that you fall in areas
Yeah.
where you just get blasted with those and you absorb them? But how was your trajectory in that way?
Well, I underwent a disc training with a trainer that was very rigid, and he said, "Okay, this is your profile now for the rest of your life." And I was like, "No, this is my profile here." But if when I'm at home, I'm a completely different profile. And all the other methods I started looking at after my coaching training, like what are these? How they are they built up, and can I use them? Um, and it's really interesting to me that they usually have a use, and I can um, find a way to make them helpful. And I have this big suitcase of skills and knowledge that I can just pull out when I need it.
And that's really good because I can tell you have a big variety, like from leadership, some psychology, um, trying automation. Uh, you must have learned things and you know things, even if it was difficult, not fit for you,
Yeah, I
but you
love
have the
learning.
knowledge.
I love learning. Yeah.
I can tell. And getting this, what was the name of it? There was a guy, Charlie Munger, that I used to follow a bit. He was Warren Buffett's best friend, supposedly a very smart guy. And he had like when you learn from different areas, you can combine them and mix them and get better results. And he called it the Lula Palooza effect. It's a weird term, but I always liked it. And it feels like you pull it a lot, and all the endeavors. because everybody, we already went through that Lisa is powerlifting, that you play the sax, and those areas also I feel that complement everything that you are helping, you're doing, and helps you, pun intended, push and wrestle through with strength and keep going. How do you feel like having those other disciplines that is not QA, not leadership, but powerlifting and playing a
Yeah.
musical instrument?
Well, I didn't start playing the saxophone until I was 22.
Ah,
So I still have an active memory of how difficult the first few months were because I had to learn the fingering of the instrument and I had to learn the sheet music. I could not read sheet music. So I had to learn, okay, that is a C. And then I had to look at the fingering table like, okay, what is the C? Okay, that's with that finger. And then play the C.
wait,
Burp.
are you self-taught?
Hmm?
Are you self-taught? You learned
No, I
it
learned
your?
saxophone from a teacher.
Ah, okay. Because you weren't saying like you were figuring out things. I
Yeah,
was like,
but you learn something at your lesson, and then you go home and you're like, what did they say? Where does this screw go? And because you need to put the instrument together, and it was
you
yeah.
disassemble it, right?
There's a neck piece and a mouthpiece, and on the mouthpiece there's a reed and a reed holder,
Oh,
and you
that
have to assemble that in a particular way, or it does not work.
interesting.
Yeah,
And you were conscious of that effort, that knowledge, that putting things together.
yeah, and then trying, and then the sound didn't come, and like, why is it not working? And I still remember that, and I also remember that when the ball started rolling, it went fast. Like I have some talent for the saxophone. Um, the way I learned it so old because 22 is old to start learning an instrument. It's exceptional. I'm ashamed that I didn't start sooner because I could have really gotten somewhere, and I'm really at a point where I'm so proud of what I've achieved. But um, there's still so much to learn.
I think it's this effect where you don't know how much you don't know until you start learning it.
Yeah,
I forgot the name, but it's quite interesting as well that you were, when you said I wish I started younger and things, that I'm good and I found that I have a talent almost on anything that we do. We keep saying like, oh, if I when I was 10, if I started doing this now, I would be like even
yeah,
higher, even. But I think that something that you are showing with this dedication at 20 something, start to do anything. I don't feel like you were already old. I know that for musicians, and if you want to be gifted musician or a top level, but it's the like of the trade and something that I think that when you found that you were good at it, you are more encouraged by it, and then you push and keep trying, right?
yeah, and also that had also an anchor cycle. And still, when I get to a passage that is difficult, I still get a bit.
Really?
Yeah, but right now it just fuels me to practice more, and it helps that I've learned how to practice effectively over the years. That's also a skill that I had to learn from someone. Yeah, the traditional way it really didn't work for me.
No, and it's something silly that we don't pay attention to. You when you do something and you're just doing it to practice, there are certain characteristics to truly call it practice, to be kind of gaining the skill to. If you're just like trying it again and again,
Yeah,
you might never get good until you truly have a goal, have some things planned, specifics on that practice session that you want to reach. And I think from music, it's very straightforward. And I'm super happy that you're applying that in your daily life, those type of skills at stage, on the leadership, and everything that you do. I mean, everybody sets of skills varied and all over the place. It's really, really good, and
thank you.
keeping up. It's really, really good, Linda. I'm really happy. And yeah, we are ramping down. I just noticed that. Okay, yeah, this conversation went a bit longer. Linda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a blast. I'm super, super happy that we had this
Yeah,
conversation.
finally.
Just yeah, and probably we will repeat. I have a feeling.
Hopefully, yeah.
Um, Last words. Would you like to give the word world?
Um, yeah. Don't try to keep test automating when it doesn't work.
Find,
Use your strengths.
use your strength and find where you are good at, and
Yes.
just slide through it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And there you have it. Another awesome presenter, awesome thought leader, practitioner, and multi-talented star here that we have here at Khrushchev. This is still the second day. We have one more interview, maybe. I don't know. Something may happen. I gotta get ready because I'm gonna be interviewed now. Oh my god, so nervous to be on the other side. They're looking at me right now. Tan, tan, tan. So we'll cut it out for now. We'll be back later with um, Gite. Gite is our last interview for the
Gita
day.
is amazing.
I'm looking forward to. I haven't talked to her, so you're gonna find out who Gita is, why she here, awesome keynote speaker in this event. But stay tuned. I'm gonna try the little train ride and have some more news and adventures here. This is Khrushchev 2025 with Linda, and for now we're out. Adios. How do you say goodbye in Dutch?
Doeg!
Toch? Toch, toch?